Hey guys, what is going on? Happy Tuesday. Vitaly Dubin is here, founder of Bitcoin's Wealth Club. This is another episode of Today in Crypto Show. We're continuing to discuss Bitcoin today and what is going on in the crypto markets. What are the latest news? We have some interesting news about stable coins and Binance. Combining them all, we're going to see different opinions on where people see Bitcoin as the bottom, where it's going to actually bottom out, and what are the plans for the next 3 to 6 months. So looking at the current state of the crypto market, we are continuing the crypto winter, as John McAfee is calling it, with more losses today for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And primarily, many experts agree that this current state of affairs, where Bitcoin fell by 40% over the last 2 weeks, was primarily due to this contentious hard fork of Bitcoin Cash. As you can see, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV, they're still fighting, and overall everybody lost to what Bitcoin Cash used to be just a couple weeks ago. So where we're seeing right now, let's look at the $7. I expect somewhere around this area that will be a bounce back if we're going to continue slide, as right now there is not much buyer support found if we look and zoom out on the weekly time frame. Okay, so a lot of experts agree that we have not bottomed out yet, and we'll probably see $3,700 billion in the crypto markets over the last I don't know, 11 months or so. Looking at the daily, we are seeing a little bit zooming out here on the daily. You can see the selling pressures continues despite that we are severely oversold on an RSI level. Short term, we can slide down more further, and I've been actually very profiting from all of this movement up and down. As you can see, it's been like crazy up and down range, in this range of about 17% from 3,500 level to $4,000. We failed to break the $4,000 level. We tried it once, we tried it twice, and we are continuing to slide. So there is not much buyer support yet. We cannot break. So on the bullish side, we'll have to break the $4,000 first, then 4,400, 500 to really start on the bull side of things. But it doesn't look like we are there yet. There is not enough buyers at those levels, and I think the big players are still waiting and undecided. Although they are accumulating, a lot of people are accumulating at those price points. I think they are waiting for even further drops for Bitcoin in order to start buying even more. Okay, so this is the current state of affairs. We are more bearish than bullish on the short term. Now, over the long term, it's totally different. We're seeing NASDAQ plans to pursue Bitcoin futures despite the plunging prices, and this instrument, this derivative of Bitcoin on NASDAQ is one step forward for Bitcoin, as they do see value in Bitcoin and in other cryptocurrencies. Binance lately renamed USD Tether to combined stablecoin of USD. So now they are combining all of the different stable coins on the platform and calling them one USD. I think this move is made to be less reliant on the Tether, and all of this investigation that is going on right now, that last year's prices have pumped due to market manipulation of Tether, especially over the last couple months of December right here, and the actual price of Bitcoin was right about $10,000, and this last move right here was manipulation. So that's an investigation going on right now on Tether, but I think it's a good move for Binance to combine the stablecoin market into one coin. So let's see what experts are saying on overall on the crypto markets. Mike Novogratz, who lost a lot this year in his company, he is saying that financial institutions will step in, crypto market will flip next year. And there is some serious weight into his claims because backed, I've been telling you guys a lot about it, that they start trading on January next year. Backed and Fidelity, you know, those two giants alone, they can bring a lot of institutional investment money to enter into the market in 2019, the first quarter, and moving forward from that in 2019. So that's one big thing that we need to be aware of about the institutional money, and that can jump up the prices higher. Also, Bitcoin ETF is not out of the question. As you can see, one of the commissioners of Bitcoin ETF, she is actually saying, not like confirming when it's going to be, but it only takes 3 out of 5 commissioners on SEC in order to approve the Bitcoin ETF. So he remains bullish, and overall, a lot of the crypto experts remain bullish on Bitcoin despite all of this crashes, because this is temporary. And like I said, the biggest opportunities are really found during those times, during the winter times when we are falling, and you know, the fundamentals have not changed on Bitcoin. Civic SEO, his view is slightly more bearish. He is saying that we are going to continue trade around $3,000 to $5,000 at least 3 to 6 months. That's his view on that, and we can go to $3,000 level, and if we are not going to break the $5,000, that we might reach even lower levels than $3,000. Regarding the ETF, like I said, this girl right here, one of the commissioners, she is pro, so it only needs 3 to 5 people to really approve the ETF, which will be very good for crypto indeed. We see also this back platform is eyeing not just to launch Bitcoin futures but also Ethereum futures, and this is good for the crypto space. So another thing to look forward to is really this day, January 24th, 2019. All right. Antonio what's his name? Antonio Pompoliano. He's saying, well, you know what? We might end up the year with 85% the first drop, which is again $3,000 for the bottom, around that. But overall, again, he is bullish on Bitcoin. He's buying Bitcoin. He recently appeared on CNBC over here. You can watch this episode as well. And Bitcoin is fighting back, and he believes that the bulls will come soon. The bulls will come soon, probably like the first quarter of 2019. Another trader is saying that we will trade about $3,500 to $6,000 range before falling to $2,500. Now, if we're going to fall into $2,500 by January 2019, I'll not be sad. I'll be very happy. I'll be buying Bitcoin at those levels, and loading and accumulating more Bitcoin at these levels. So those are some of the opinions, because no one really knows what the true bottom is going to be for Bitcoin and how things will unfold. Everything is possible in crypto. Right now the momentum is still bearish. As you can see, we dropped on a monthly. This month we dropped pretty heavily, about 45% or so on Bitcoin, and you know, it's just not like, I don't see it going way further than $3,000, and there's a lot of support that I see like will be found somewhere in this area. If we're going to pierce the $3,000, the next big support lies right around $2,000, $2,000 to $2,500, somewhere in this range. All right, so that's how we see right now the crypto market. So I want you guys to be really looking at the opportunities here from the short perspective has been absolutely astronomical. Like if you've been shorting Bitcoin all of this time, the last couple weeks, right? Uh, the opportunities are absolutely astronomical. 45% at 10x leverage, that's 450% profits on Bitcoin. Of course, it was not as obvious move because we did think that it will consolidate at 6,000, and we didn't know that the back will be postponed until January, and we'll see this winter, because usually in November and December those are some very good months for crypto space, both in 2017, 2016, 2015. You know, all of those years, Novembers have been really great months, and this time around we're seeing drops on the Black Friday weeks and weekends for Bitcoin, but it's temporary. It's not going to stay like this for forever. So what I've been doing is I've been shorting and longing Bitcoin on the hourly basis, because this range right here, somewhere around $4,000 and 3,500, which we've touched several times now, right here and right here and right here, getting close. So this area right here is of interest to me right now. It is about 14%, and as you can see, Bitcoin in 1 hour can be up and down. Like this is right here, this is an hourly chart, up 5%, down 5%, you know. This one is not within 1 hour, up 1%, down 4%. So that's some incredible opportunities for both shorting and longing Bitcoin at this channel over here. Now we're kind of in the middle of it, so I don't know where exactly it's going to go from this point. It can go all the way from here, or it can drop all the way from here. So I'm ready to short when it's going to be closer here, and I'm ready to take a long position if it's going to be dropping over here, and just rinse and repeat. It's a very juicy channel currently that we are at with Bitcoin, and I do of course hope that we'll break the $4,000 resistance that we have right now, but it is not as likely at the moment, right? So those are some of the updates on the markets, and stay strong, guys, stay strong. It's going to be excellent years coming ahead of us for Bitcoin's Walls Club and for Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies in general. So let's buckle up. The Bitcoin saga is not done. It's just the beginning, guys. We have like 2,070 coins. Some of them are going to die, some of them are going to prevail, but you know, you cannot be like totally out of the game just because Bitcoin dropped 40%. You know, the fundamentals have not changed. So we are just in the capitulation area for Bitcoin, and it's the final step. This is the final stage in the market cycle for Bitcoin, and from there we're going to bounce up. There's a lot of demand, a lot of interest from institutional investors. Not at the moment, as you can see, like they're waiting for still it kind of going lower, but once it hits a certain point, there's going to be a lot of buyers coming into the space and pumping up the prices of Bitcoin again. All right, so that's it for today's episode. I'll see you guys today at 12 p.m. Eastern time for another live stream for our weekly coaching for Bitcoin's Walls Club members. I'll then have an absolutely blast.